guys. Hope you all are doing well. Here to do another collective reading. In the pre-shuffle, I saw the Seven of Swords, Five of Swords. There might be trickery, theft, deception, envy that you're grappling with. There might have been an argument that started over, maybe, I'm hearing lying by omission. Somebody may have left an imperative amount of information out that would have granted you the ability to make a free will decision with all the information that you would have needed at the time. I'm seeing the card Karma on the bottom of the advice deck here. So there was a destined experience for you to have. I'm getting the impression that there was a lesson that you were meant to learn by dealing with this type of person or this type of circumstance. There might have been situations in the past where somebody may have told you and you still made a decision from a place, like a conflicting place of, I guess, making the decision from a space of where there was a need being met, but it wasn't for the right reasons, or it wasn't really sustainable, like long term, for that need to be met by that person, but it was just convenient maybe. I'm seeing the Three of Pentacles and the Magician. Well, this just talks about recognition and reward and awareness. So it's almost like there was something that came with maybe fighting your intuition, your ability to know that it was a lie, or you knew it was a lie and you chose to ignore it anyway, because there may have been too much conflict that came from choosing the opposite option, possibly. On the bottom is power, but this is the Strength card. This is Leo energy, Sun energy. So it could have to do with your solar plexus, like your personal power. Maybe you weren't, maybe you felt that making the decision that you wanted to make, like heart-wise, you may have had to take a blow to the ego by following your heart. Do you know what I mean? Well, we'll see what comes out with this, but the beautiful lie was better. You felt more serving to you in the moment than having the courage to speak up and come from a place like a heart space, then, because maybe having to start over or take a loss or take a hit. I mean, everybody plays to win, right? No one wants to lose. What's this? There may have been something else that you wanted to, something new you wanted to pursue. But you might have been using some sort of excuse from the past. A familiar devil, I guess, would be more comfortable to deal with than something that's unfamiliar or unknown. It was almost like there was something being presented to you with this, like, cloud hand. I'm getting the impression like something was presented to you. It may have cost you money up front, or it might, like, you might have had to take some financial hit to have this new thing. May have to do with somebody from your past, or that you may have had hard feelings with in the past. Could have to do with like a past partner, past business partner, coworker, or maybe something that was just said that maybe they didn't tell you the truth because they didn't want to hurt your feelings about something. They might know that you're sensitive. If you are sensitive, we'll find out. Why was there the Seven of Swords involved with this? Why is there a Seven of Swords? Definitely has to do with a relationship with the Justice card. That's Libra energy, 7th house. That definitely has to do with interactions with another. This could be a situation where somebody wanted to recontract with you, or just renew a contract with you. I'm getting the impression that it may have to do with like evening a score. Yeah, it's almost like if they wanted you to kind of like feel like you were alone and you couldn't do it on your own, whatever this is. Or maybe you put yourself up on a pedestal instead of waiting for somebody else to, and they're hoping you'd have your fall from grace. Or you suddenly realize, or maybe they were afraid of you suddenly realizing that they were being deceitful in some way. Yeah, it's almost like this it's like an emotional attachment. Could be from a childhood wounding, a past relationship. I'm getting like false sense of security from that. I'm also getting, it's almost like keeping you bound to something would keep something at an, maybe there's another person involved and they knew that if they kept stringing you along for some reason, it would prevent you from having an ending with them. What's the karma of this? What's the karma of this connection? You're trying to manifest something else. It's like you were trying to pursue something else as well. What's the karma of this? Again, 7 of Swords for the second time. I'm getting like keeping you waiting, having you on the back burner. Because they were working on something else. Again, somebody could have been trying to find themselves security elsewhere, but holding on to you, or you were holding on to them. They switch the roles if you need to, but whoever this is, they were trying to secure something before they snuck away. They wanted to get something started already so they could kind of jump right in. Whoever this is, they're pouring into 2 different places, so they're spreading their energy out beyond. Yeah, there might have been they might not have had the finances to do it on their own, or they might have felt stuck to be in that place due to finances. It was supposed to cause some taking a break. Why did I see the 4 of Swords? It was almost like that time apart, that time was going to allow you to see that there was a better path for you. Four of Swords, 2 of Swords. Because it's almost like if you were alone, if you had time to yourself, time to think, you'd be able to make a logical decision. Like there may have been an inability to let go of this person because you had 3 of Pentacles, like built a rapport with them, built a relationship with them. Something tangible anyway, because the 3 of Pentacles is an earth sign, it's tangibility. Or somebody might praise you a lot, so it's like, it could be a back and forth too with this 2 of Swords. Like this person may like compliment you, but then at another point they may put you down. So it's almost like the highs and lows. This might be a relationship where it's an on and off again. But there was another option that you could have went towards. Or you're considering it anyway. What's this all about? What's this all about? 2 more. Definitely about a new beginning. There's the Fool. Yeah, you were destined to have this interaction with somebody where you were meant to peep this trickery, theft, deception, lies, envy. There was something about it where it was for like future experiences to come. So it's almost like this was like a practice, and then you have the real game coming later, because it would be able for you to protect yourself from confusion. This person may cause you confusion, and then you don't know whether it's good for you or not, because they compliment you one day and insult you another, or put you down, or make you feel smaller, or wanting you to be smaller, I guess, in your energy, or at least in the way that you're living your life. But this is meant to kind of show you that anything that's not clear and concise and you only have confusion, that means there's like an ulterior motive. There's other options involved. There's other variables that need to be considered, but it's for your own protection. And again, with the Lovers underneath that, just means like making decisions that, you know, that help you maintain your own love and high energy, like the best life that you can live, to not make decisions based on another necessarily, because in the end, you know, with the Seven of Swords coming out, like, it's almost like you shouldn't be sacrificing your comfortability, your stability in a relationship, basically losing yourself, or connection even. It doesn't have to be a relationship. With the Lovers here, it could absolutely have to do with relationship too. But it's almost like when you start prioritizing them or putting them on a pedestal, you kind of like depedestalize yourself, and then you lose who you are within that connection. And then if it ended, it's like you wouldn't want a new beginning. You'd be hung up on them. So it's almost like getting comfortable with yourself and being by yourself would actually allow you to have a new beginning in a connection, and it would be healthy. It'd be balanced. Time with yourself, time with your friends, time with your family, and then time together. You know what I mean? This is definitely calling you to be courageous. Come from your heart space. Maybe you rush into things, and that's part of the problem. It's almost like you're not allowing this plant to grow. So it's like you want to rush through it because you might feel good in the moment, but then you have that like tower energy right there, disruption. It's like you might have a vision of that person, like a different vision of them built up in your mind, and you haven't allowed time to show you who they are. It's like maybe you've been single for a long time, or you've had to, you know, go the journey alone for a long time. So it's like you're tired of waiting. But I mean, are you going to want to backpedal down the path that you took because you made a choice that wasn't necessarily a choice you wanted to make anyway? But again, passion ignited. This absolutely could have to do with having a destined connection with somebody to show you that you have to go down the wrong path a little bit before you realize that's the wrong one. That might be a pattern in your life as well. You can do it on your own. There's the Nine of Cups. You can be satisfied. You have the ability to do it. Maybe you need to take time and recognize like he's smelling flowers there. Maybe there's an attachment to the future. Two of Cups, Three Swords. Maybe you believe that most things end in heartache in connections with the Two of Cups and the Three of Swords. Might be moving on, so again, letting things go you may struggle with, but is it because you're afraid of being by yourself or in your own mind? It's like time is of the essence, but it's also like time moves on, you know what I mean? There might be, again, if this is a struggle to let something go, it's almost like with the moon and the Four of Wands in behind that, everything's kind of, you can't see forward, like you can't see ahead of you right now, because if you knew it, if you knew how things were going to play out or who you were going to end up with or what you're going to end up doing, you might sabotage it, because sometimes when you've experienced loss, you might have thoughts that might sabotage some sort of blessing that you have. So it's almost like they're keeping the spirit or the universe, whoever you believe in or what you believe in, might be keeping it hidden so you don't sabotage your own blessings. Because it says financial and material changes, so it's almost like if you had like a lack mentality towards finance, or you struggled financially for a really long time, you might have like a money block there. So it's almost like you have to see through the deception of other people and see through how you're deceiving yourself to actually bypass and let go of this like lack mindset. So maybe the Seven Swords is like how you're tricking yourself too. How maybe the people you interact with are a mirror to how you deceive yourself, or you're not honest with yourself about things. So people that you interact with end up being dishonest or lie by omission, or maybe you do the same. It's interesting. Let's get some advice. It's only 15 minutes. Wow. Interesting. Alright, so what's this advice for this? Although we already saw karma. Well, maybe right now, maybe you can look back in the past over other connections that you've had. Maybe you are experiencing a similar situation you put somebody else in. Maybe not giving them all the information, you took away their ability to make a free will decision. Because maybe if you told them that you were in a relationship, or you just broke up with somebody and you didn't tell them that, or you lost your job, or you didn't have a job, or whatever, or you didn't do drugs, or whatever it may be, or you're not a smoker, or you are a smoker, whatever it is, it's almost like you didn't give them the information up front so they could actually make a decision that was best for them. Well, we're getting strength and blessings. There seems to be a pattern here. Yeah, it's almost like you have to climb up one side of the mountain to be able to go down the other, right? So it's almost like you have to work through the climb, you have to work through that, and you have to come to a higher understanding of maybe there was past experiences that you kind of pushed onto somebody else, and now you get to experience the opposite position of that. And it's serving your highest good, because when you have to walk up the opposite side when somebody else has had to walk up when you were going down. Every lesson in regards to like interactions with people, I just find that sometimes we limit our understanding of why things played out the way they did because we're coming from a more of a self place. They may have done something that you didn't like, and you want to talk about how it hurt you, but you fail to recognize maybe your part in it and why they responded the way they did, because they might just be responding to something that you'd done in the past. So it's like you have to be able to see all sides of it to actually gain the lesson and the blessings from it. It's not always bad. I mean, if you don't want to repeat the lesson, then what did you learn from it? Could you have done something better? Could you have done something different? Maybe you are more impulsive with acting, and maybe they're saying, take your time so you can maintain your stability, maintain your dignity. Maybe even take time to, is this morally in alignment with you? If you were in the other person's shoes, would you do the same thing? Would you react the same way? It just feels like, we all can be deceptive at times for a multitude of reasons. Sometimes we don't tell the truth because we don't want to hurt someone's feelings. Sometimes we don't tell the truth because it may cause us to lose something if somebody knew the truth. Or maybe we're ashamed of people knowing things because we don't want to be viewed a certain way. Because, we all have moments of weakness where we act out of character, we act out of alignment. And there's nothing to be ashamed of. It's just recognizing that you had done that and that's not in true alignment with your beliefs and how you would normally conduct yourself. And then just get back in alignment. Everybody makes mistakes. We're human. We're not dogs. If you want to be perfect next time, maybe reincarnate as a dog. Yeah. How are you being deceptive? And is it similar to your external reality being mirrored back to you, how others are being deceptive? Like, deception is deception, whether it's self-deception, deceiving others. But it's definitely trying to get your attention, and I guess maybe through these conflicts with the Five of Swords, maybe that's how it's going to get your attention, and it's going to be the most loud, right? I'll get one more. What else can we get advice on for this around deception? I'm just going to pick one. Again, it came right back up, DNA karma. But I'm getting this, like, how it spirals around this. It's almost like what goes around comes around. So maybe there is an aspect of you that you're being deceptive, whether it's yourself or others, but the external will mirror that to you. So maybe if you're afraid to tell someone the truth, maybe how you deliver it will make the difference of how they respond. Maybe there's another aspect that needs to be looked at in tandem with how you're being deceiving or how they're being deceiving. Or maybe this is a conversation you can have with somebody. But karma is just action or decision. We all make decisions, like we never know if it's the right one or not, but we figure it out after we do. And then going forward, we kind of have a better idea of how we want to do it if it ever comes back around, right? It's for personal growth. I mean, living in authenticity, wouldn't it be nice to live in a world where everybody told the truth? Nobody wasted anybody's time. Nobody used anybody. Everybody loved everyone the way they wanted to be loved. And they, in return, get reciprocal love or help. Any kind of connection, right? It doesn't have to be love and intimate relationships. It can be friendships, too, even in your family. Well, I hope this helps somebody, but the theme is around some sort of deceptive doings or whatever it may be. But when we understand the reasons why we do that or why others do that, we can have compassion for them and ourselves, right? And maybe we can, evolve in that way, like together, right? Okay, well, I hope this helps somebody. Have a good one. Bye.